just explaining on what I did a little bit. I'll start from the code that I wrote. Now in the code, the Node.js code is that this is my index.js, and this index is actually being read from my package that was built when I started npm init. So you can see that I have it here. So to run the start, I had to come and bring it here, put the start to run it, and then I will not talk about the package lock JSON, but I will in this very index.js. Yes, I have printed out my name, and I've set the content type to text, which is basically plain. Created a port, which is being read is 300, and call the port here, and the host name, which is basically an HTTP that I'm doing. And then I've also set the host name to be 127.0.0.1 as the IP name. Then yeah, basically that is it. Using request and REST, checking the status, which is 200. If it's 200, and then this code will go in and display, otherwise it will give me an error. So that is it. I've started here my server. As a result, I have this name being displayed in my browser. So basically, if we go back to the code, I created another file, which is a REST file. REST file basically is reading an IP. Now, if I click on send request with the help of the extension, which is REST client, I will have all the printout, basically saying it's okay, everything, it looks good. The content type is brought in, and then the date in which I have sent that request, and then it closed the connection, and then it gives me the length it took to display. Now you see that here also have my name printed out basically. But then also what I've discovered that if we create this space, like try to reduce that space, okay, and then run the same request, it will throw an error down here where it says the header name must be valid HTTP token. That means that I've discovered that means that this sentence is or the line of code is being read as a connection to the content type application stroke JSON. So if I to bring that space back, then it will go on and work. Now you see it's printed. So basically for this assignment, that's what I've also learned. And then the challenge now is here that when I send my request in here, my JSON is not being displayed here. Okay, it's not being displayed here. So that's one thing. Either I need to create a console or make a console printout. I don't know. So that's why I got confused still. Yet I'm yet to figure out, but a help from you would be nice. Out of the code, I've been able to deploy my code to GitHub. Okay, send it to GitHub. If we go now to GitHub, on my GitHub account, this is the project, which is first. It has the Node modules. It has the Node.js index REST, and then the JSON lock file package, and then the package JSON file, which has all my configuration. And then from this one, I got the link, which is the HTTPS request. So when I got this link, I came to my render, okay, to my render website, created a new project and called it Oneka Web Dev First Project stroke dash API, and my link has been created here. But in uploading of this file or this site is that you could see that the deployment failed, and why it is failing all the time I didn't know. I tried like almost like 6 times, and it's always giving fail. Where the failing is coming from, I really don't know. Now when I take this link and open it in a new browser, it actually will give me an error of 502 telling bad gateway. Why is it bad gateway? I'm yet to learn from the instructor. I'm not sure why is it doing that. So basically that's for my code and hosting my my site to the web service, which is a render. This is my name of the project, which is basically oneka-web-dev dash first project dash api.onrender.com. Okay, so if we try to bring the connection here, it will only give me an SSH with no functions at all to do, static bound. And then when we say manually deploy it, and then you say deploy latest commit, and then it will just run and run and run. At the end of the day, it will still give me that error. It will run and run and run and run. So when we run these ones, you will find that still it's building and so forth and so forth. But that's where it ends. It does not go beyond. Successful log file done in those seconds. So it is in progress. If we go back here and still reload this page, it's the same thing that will happen. Okay, it's still the same thing that will happen. So basically that's about my code, and that's how the site. I don't know how long this one takes to upload. Now when you check to my environment, with my environment, in the environment, when you go to add variable, I don't have any variables to add, so there's nothing that I've added, so we delete that one. And then go back to events. You find that it has failed, and it's trying to tell me that it's loading. Okay, it's loading, but that's what it does all day long, and it will never get uploaded. So that's about it. You can see that I've tried many times and it's not working. It's failed. It's fail. Okay, failing. So even this one fail. Okay, see the status is still failing, so I don't know why it's failing. Yeah, I'm yet to find out why it's failing from the instructor when you get time. So a video on why it's failing would be great. That's basically it for my code. This is what it's bringing out. When I run it, this is hosting on a server. What is failing, it's here, but I've been able to host it, and this is my URL. So I'll give you the URL. I'll send the URL both for this, and yeah, basically that is it. Thank you.